thank you guys for being here today. I know Dave said it earlier, but congrats to volleyball and all sports that we're able to sign kids today. I know it's huge for all of us. And again, a day we look forward to, but also bittersweet too, knowing that you got a turnover of classes sometimes and kids that are done with you. We volleyball has a big class coming in this year, and we usually a little bit smaller, usually 3 to 4 kids. Right now we got 5, but I think they're going to be a really good group adding to what our program is doing right now. Um, First of all, want to thank my staff. They're not here with me today. They're busy prepping for practice, but they've worked really hard and we've taken a lot of time to build relationships, get to know kids through the process and making sure we're bringing in the right kids to NDSU that are going to continue to add and make us better. And this group of 5 is really going to do that for us. And I'm looking forward to kind of their development and their process and what that's going to look like when they get started with us next fall. Graduating 4 this year, which again is a big number, and I think anytime you got a bigger class, you're always wondering, are we going to have to start over? Are we going to look to start over? Where are we going to make some adjustments or have to? And I think what's exciting for us is we truly feel our recruiting class is going to bridge a really big gap and allow us to kind of seamlessly transfer into what next fall is going to be too. We have a lot of big shoes to fill, kids that have played multiple years for us, so that's kind of the tough part, but the kids we're bringing in, a lot of experience playing at a high level within their high schools and their clubs, and I truly feel they're going to be prepared and ready to go for what's next. But we got 5 kids, Midwest area primarily. We do got some a little bit more out of the region, but we got Tanith Roush out of Ankeny, Iowa, plays for Ankeny High School, and then a club out in Nebraska who's very distinct club down there. Lefty right side, who's going to add a different dimension for us, both on the offense and being able to attack as a lefty, which you don't always see on that side of the court, but also she's a very diligent, dynamic, athletic blocker in how she moves and the amount of space she takes up in the front of the net, and I think she's going to add a big piece for what our defense is doing right now. So that's going to be really exciting as we see her kind of develop and work into whatever role that's going to be and where we need her. We got Layla Haritatos out of Franklin High School, which is in Tennessee, so a lot farther than where volleyball usually recruits from, but able to watch the kid kind of on the recruiting trail and seeing her in different tournaments and truly fits what we are looking for as far as our back row play goes. Really solid in serve receive and in defense and being able to make plays happen, brings a lot of energy, which we kind of look for in that position too, and I think she's going to honestly truly develop into a really good player within our program, and so excited to see how she comes in, what she's going to be able to do, and then what's next for her within our program. We got another DS coming in, Maddy Dombeck, so very familiar name. She's from Farmington, Minnesota. Her sister is a former alumni here, had played for us, came in as an outside, transferred to a DS libero. Maddy is going to be more along the lines of setter DS, so being able to play a lot of back row positions. But you talk about a kid that grew up NDSU, bleeding Bison volleyball. She's that kid. Played with her sister when I was still in college, and so kind of coming full circle. I know that ages me a little bit, but getting to have Maddy within our program I think is going to be a huge addition and bringing a lot of excitement and just passion for the game, and the kid never quits. So I think that's going to be really fun for her to see and to give our program. Rhiannon Robertson out of Durand, Illinois, plays for a club out of Wisconsin. In Illinois, they kind of carry a lot of kids, but really dynamic, athletic, outside hitter who 6 rotation kid, which, not always what we're needing or looking for, but a kid that's very versatile, does some really good things in the back row with her size, but then able to play high and play big in the front row, has a lot of power behind what she does. So offensively, she's going to add some pieces and speed up our game quite a bit, which I think is going to be exciting. Add some depth to our pin position and what we already have, and I think she's going to be really good for us, and seeing her develop, being able to be behind some kids, hopefully learn some things, but kind of grow into her own as we get her going. But very much fits our offense and how we're trying to score points and the ways we look to score points. I think she'll be a great kid for us and great addition. And then lastly, we have setter coming in, Emily Bruss out of Wisconsin. Honestly, really good kid. And I can say this about every one of our recruits this year. Their families, the type of people they are, is definitely going to be something that is going to help continue to better our program. And Emily fits right in there. Very dynamic, athletic, multi-sport athlete, jumps well, moves well. And for me in the setter position and what I feel like we're going to be able to do with her offensively, I think she's going to do some really good things coming in, has some work and how we develop her and how we get her adjusted to our offense and our system. But she's going to add a lot of pieces in the front row, some height and just speed on which we'll be able to play. And I think she'll do some really good things as we continue to get her developed. So again, awesome class. And if there's any questions, I'd be willing to take them at this time.
Especially last year, was that fruit? Did that bear out for this class? Were you able to get to more players or different players, especially in Tennessee, because of the success of last year?
Success definitely helps with that. And I think for them to be able to see where is the direction of this program going, I think was a big thing for them in wanting to now be a part of that. Want to see the success, but also there's still so much room for us to keep going. And just in conversations with, honestly, all 5 of them, being a part of what that process is going to be was definitely enticing for them. How can they come in and they themselves have that impact? But I do think the season we had last year and even how we moved forward into this season is definitely kind of cemented their love and excitement about what Bison Volleyball is doing.